I'm Frank from Rothrock Coffee, and today we're going to brew with the Hario V60. This is one of my favorite methods for making coffee because it produces a cup with exceptional brightness and flavor clarity. It can be a little tricky to dial in when you're switching from one coffee to another, so I recommend that you have a little bit of experience with home brewing before you start. Some of the gear you'll need is going to be your brewer and filter, a gooseneck kettle, a scale that weighs in grams, a burr grinder, coffee, a spoon to stir with, and some sort of way to time the process, though you can always just use your phone. We're gonna start by adding filtered water to our kettle, roughly half a liter. And we'll heat this water to between 200 and 205 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a temperature control kettle at home, that's fine. Just heat your kettle to a boil and set it aside for about 30 seconds before beginning brewing. Next, we're gonna weigh out our coffee. So today, we're gonna brew 20 grams of coffee with 300 grams of water, giving us a brew ratio of roughly 1 part coffee and 15 parts water. We'll grind our coffee at a medium fine setting, a few notches finer than what you would use for an auto drip. When we're done grinding, our coffee should be relatively fine and resemble table salt. Before we begin, we will pre-wet our filter, and this is just gonna rinse out any sort of papery taste that may come through. Always make sure to discard your water before setting everything back on your scale and tairing. Then we'll add our coffee, tare once more, and begin to brew. I'll start my timer and begin pouring 30 grams of water over the coffee. This is gonna be our bloom phase, and this is where we allow the coffee to degas, which is just gonna lead to a little bit of extra flavor clarity. When my timer reaches 30 seconds, I'm gonna add an additional 90 grams of water, bringing my total to 120 grams. I'm gonna do this in concentric circles, starting from the inside and working my way outward. When the timer reaches 1 minute, I'm gonna pour an additional 60 grams of water over the coffee, bringing my total to 180 grams. I'll repeat that 2 more times every 20 seconds until my scale reads 300 grams. You should be finished pouring when your timer reaches 2 minutes. At that point, I'll give my coffee a stir to settle the coffee bed and wait for the liquid to finish passing through the brewer. This typically takes between 3 and 3.5 minutes, though if my brew is taking longer than 3.5 minutes, it means that I need to adjust my grinder to a more coarse setting. And vice versa, if my brew is finishing in much quicker than 3 minutes, I need to adjust to a finer setting. After all of the liquid is finished passing through the brewer, you can set it aside, and you're ready to serve. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I'm Frank from Rothrock Coffee, and this has been Brewing with the Hario V60.